The reindeer is one of the most infamous and hated creatures in Rainworld. Not because it's some overpowered killing machine, Rainworld has plenty of those, but rather because it is one of the buggiest creatures in the game. Even though reindeer are essential to crossing patches of wormgrass, their AI is so glitchy that most players avoid the farm arrays entirely. In the Downpour DLC, the devs added other ways of crossing wormgrass, such as yeeks and geoducks, but the deer remained untouched, making them even more useless than before. This is honestly kinda sad. I love the deer in terms of design, and the few times they do work it gives for a rather peaceful moment in an otherwise intense game. That is why I'm making this video. I'll be giving the reindeer the update they deserve. Before watching, remember that everything in this video is just a concept. There is no mod being made. This isn't something being added to the base game or a future DLC. This is simply a concept I came up with. Thank you. We'll start with our new item, the Speared Sporepuff. The Speared Sporepuff is a variation of the spear that has a rare chance to replace regular spear spawns in farm arrays. They can also be traded with scavengers at their tolls. The Speared Sporepuff acts somewhat as a mix between a regular Sporepuff and an electric spear, giving off the spore cloud effect when thrown, but also being reusable a certain number of times before the Sporepuff on the end breaks. Once the Sporepuff breaks, it will behave like a normal spear. Throwing a Speared Sporepuff into any invertebrate creature will give similar results to a regular Sporepuff, eventually one-shotting the speared creature. The Speared Sporepuffs have the secondary effect of being able to lead reindeer. If the slugcat has a Speared Sporepuff in its hand, it can take control of the reindeer and lead it in specific directions. Think of it like a carrot on a stick and a pig in Minecraft. Without the Speared Sporepuff, deer will behave how they typically do. Throwing a Speared Sporepuff will also have a similar effect to throwing a regular Sporepuff, attracting any nearby reindeer, however this time they won't be able to eat it. Now onto the main event of this video, the rain calf. They can be used by the slugcat to cross wormgrass, and their smaller size makes them more agile and faster than their larger counterparts. They can also be controlled by the slugcat easier, not needing a Speared Sporepuff to lead them. This, however, comes with the drawback of not being able to cross larger patches of wormgrass. Their smaller size makes them more vulnerable to the grass, and thus they will not cross it. When they need to cross a larger patch of grass, they will climb onto the backs of adults and ride across the grass on their backs. They will also ride on the backs of adults when under attack by a predator, as their smaller size makes them more vulnerable to attacks from things like red lizards and packs of scavengers. Speaking of scavengers, the king's mask is the skull of a deer calf, just a cool detail I thought I'd throw in. Deer calves range in color from light to dark brown, reflecting how real-life reindeer calves are lighter in color than adults. They have blue eyes, again reflecting real-life deer. Rain calves will have a variety of antler shapes, much like the adults. There would obviously be more variation, but I didn't feel like drawing antlers for hours. Rain calves also come with their own soundtrack song, called Rain Calf Ride. This song has a chance to play whilst the player is riding on a rain calf. Other than that, rain calves function similarly to adult reindeer, walking around the farm arrays in search of sporepuffs. That's it for this concept, though I have a lot more concepts for this game I would love to share if you all want to see more. Let me know what you think of the rain calf in the comments, and thanks for watching.